There we go. What's up? Apparently we're at Smarkdown Ranch. So
hey, man, if it was a little bit nicer out, we could have had the fire pit going. And
it is windy, guys. Ooh. Like it is. So we've talked a little bit about where we live. We live in West Michigan in Grand Rapids. So it's October. We've been spoiled with really good weather up here. It's windy. It's not really cold though. Like I'm out here in a t-shirt. I mean, yeah, we're out of the wind. That's why we're camping out under some shelter.
Well,
in the garage.
Our lighting would not have stayed up.
AKA in the garage. Yeah, we tried it on the deck. Brother Bob's got a nice little deck and a little fire pit out back. It'd be great to be out there right now, but the lighting was going to be a problem. So we were like, well, let's just go. We got to do this review.
I can't wait any longer, man. I need to.
Yeah, these need to get smoked. Aaron was nice enough to hook us up with some of the American Rebel Cigars. This is the cigar. Yep, get right in there. My camera's up here, so there you go. We got to get it to focus. There we go. Bob went down, as y'all know, to Starcast and All In. He met Aaron.
And I went all in on some cigars.
And you went all in on some cigars. And we're going to do a tasting and a review. We're really excited. They're taking pre-orders for these at the end of October, right? Yes. Or are they taking pre-orders now? You've been following it a little closer than I have.
I believe they're taking pre-orders now for the end of October.
All right, that's how that works. You gotta speak up because we didn't bring out the fancy mics, and the mic's in the phone. It's okay, but watch the bar. That's why it's there.
That's what post-production is for, though.
So we do want to say thank you. Aaron's been absolutely amazing to deal with from a show standpoint, getting info and getting the cigars, making sure that we had some cigars to review.
Absolutely.
Bob enjoys an occasional cigar. I smoke. I'll say sporadically. Like there'll be weeks where I'll smoke 3 or 4 sticks, and then I may go 2 or 3 weeks without. I have no idea about anything about this cigar other than, it's American Rebel Cigar. It's the co-project because Kazarian and Cody both like cigars.
Yep.
They hooked up with Aaron, but I didn't do any reading about like flavor profiles or anything like that. I do tend to smoke a heavier stick. When I first saw the stick, it looked lighter. Now, we've had it since Starcast,
yes.
So the beginning of September. So it has been maturing. And I don't know how long they actually aged the tobacco before, releasing it. But I'm looking at it. I like the wrapper. The wrapper looks good. Mine, there is one really big vein, but it does appear to be tightly wrapped without being too tight. One of the reasons I don't smoke Fuentes is they burn so hot, like they never fall apart, but that tight wrap, they just burn really hot. I like that. I like a tight wrap, obviously, but I don't like it squeezed to death. It's just a personal preference thing. I like to roll the cigar a little bit when I'm smoking it without it breaking. The cap looks really good. It looks well constructed. Just from an outsider's perspective. I'm going to give it a straight cut just so that I get the full flavor profile. I like to smoke a lot of my cigars with a punch, but I want to give it a straight cut to get the... it fell down. That's how I feel. Yeah, the being and the elite, go away. No, I'm just playing. Like, I can't... Bob, you keep trying to get me into it, and I just can't.
I think you'd enjoy it, especially this week's episode. It's, if you like comedy, that's basically what it is. It's a comedy show.
Yep. Clipping the cap, it gave me a real clean cut.
Yep.
That's encouraging. For you non-cigar folks, if you're just checking this out and you don't know anything about cigars, go to your local tobacconist, your local cigar shop, and ask them for help. Tobacconists are amazing at hooking you up with things that are going to be mild and pleasing for you. They're going to give you good suggestions. Even if you're new and you don't know what you like, if you go in and you said, hey, I tried this one, do you have any suggestions? They're going to have a ton of information for you, tons of information. I can't stress enough, finding a good local tobacco shop and developing a relationship with your tobacconists will greatly increase your cigar pleasure. But yeah, nice clean cut. There's a lot of ways to light, I'm a torch guy. As always, never light with a Zippo. Please, just don't save yourself the money and the hassle.
Unless you're smoking a Swisher Sweets, man, because
I met a guy.
Any decent stick.
I met a guy who actually liked the flavor. There's another torch back there, Bob, and matches if you want to start lighting. I met a guy once who actually liked the flavor of Zippo in his cigar, and I didn't know it. He was like, hey, you want to try, we were sitting around having cigars, and cigar lovers love to share their cigars. And he let me take a hit off of his, and it almost killed me. And I'm telling you, man, you'll only do it once, because people are like, well, it doesn't make that. Yes, it does. Like, you can taste that Zippo fluid. Butane, no. The traditional, long matches, or a cigar that comes with a cedar wrap, and then you can light the cedar wrap and then light it with the wrap. That's fun. But I'm a torch guy because I like to light my cigar completely before I even draw it. That's just a personal preference thing. And this is lighting really and burning really evenly. That's a good sign. Okay, this is a little fuller than I was expecting.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect it to have as much flavor as it does.
Yeah, I usually go for a dark Maduro wrapper,
Mm-hmm.
and usually I don't go with something lighter like this, but this has a good flavor profile.
Mm. Ooh. Now, I took a couple of big puffs, so it's a little spicy right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see how it burns down. I'm not a fan. I like heavy cigars that don't have a lot of spice. So they have tons of that earthy aroma, but they're lacking pepper. The CAO MX2 Double Maduro. My go-to is Gurkha, the Cellar Reserve, the Kraken XO, any of the ages, 15, 18, 21. I really enjoy all those sticks. So deeper, darker sticks. That's not to say in the summer, if it's hot, I definitely like a milder one, but I'm going to let it cool down, physically cool down a little bit before I puff again. I want to see if that pepper goes away. If it is that peppery and it gets more peppery throughout the stick, it's not something that I would go back to and smoke a lot. But that's not an indication of a bad cigar. Mm-hmm. It's a personal preference. You're going to find that, like, just because you don't like a cigar doesn't mean it's a bad cigar. What I want to know is it a good, consistent flavor throughout? Do we get an increase in flavor? What we're getting? I want to see it burn. Right now it's burning really evenly. We're just starting to smoke. I mean, we'll be here smoking. My big pleasure is pairing. We live in Beer City, man. Beer City. Grand Rapids has won the Beer City vote for a few years. They lost last year for the first year in a while, but it really has rebranded itself Beer City. The beer culture here is absurd. It's really good. So I grabbed beer, things to pair with. Obviously bourbon, whiskeys, those are all popular. I'm not a huge bourbon fan. There's a couple of types of bourbon I like. I like Four Roses and a couple of the more corn. I don't like a lot of rye-based, heavy, harsh bourbon. I like bourbon age. I like the bourbon notes. So like a lot of the bourbon barrel-aged beers that we do up here are really good. But let's talk a little bit about what to pair this with. Like I'm going to start. Where that goddamn? Bob brought out the Infinity Gauntlet.
I did bring out the Infinity Gauntlet because
Careful, I'm gonna snap my fingers, and half of y'all are gonna disappear.
hopefully half our viewership doesn't disappear. That'd be a bad thing.
Can I reverse it? Can I double our viewership? That'd be awesome.
Try.
All right. So I bought 3 beers, and 2 of them. Well, I bought 2 beers, and I brought a beer from my personal stock at home because I do have a stock at home. And I did buy a lighter beer because I thought this was going to be a lighter smoke. And then that is Right Brain's Cakewalk Vanilla Cream Ale. I haven't had it before, but I imagine with it being a vanilla cream ale, it's going to be very light. I'm going to crack all these. And then I bought a Saugatuck Brewing Neapolitan Milk Stout. So like Neapolitan ice cream in a milk stout. Very tasty. It is a stout. It is a heavier beer. And then the Big Daddy was the one. If you watch the show, we're doing this after the show. Directly after the show, I was sipping on my big daddy here, my good beer. This is from Perrin Brewing Company, and for my money, if you're not from around the Midwest, a name that you'll know, a couple names you might notice nationwide. Founders, we're about 10 minutes from Founders from where we are now. That's a big one. Bell's is in Kalamazoo, which is south of us, but those are the 2 really big ones. Founders is the really big name.
And you can damn near see Perrin from Smarkdown.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Like, Founders is the Big Daddy. It's the OG of the Grand Rapids brewing scene. It has national and international distribution. People rave about the CBS and the KDS and all those things, right? Mm-hmm. Great, and they're great beers. Founders does great beer. But for my money, the best brewery in the city, maybe in Michigan, and definitely like it could, I know there's a couple out there nationally that put out some good stuff, but I would put some of their top tier stuff up against anybody, is Perrin Brewing.
We shouldn't take a
that is good
at the same time.
No, that is good,
so
man. Like, yeah.
Speak. Yes.
So Perrin Brewing, every 3 or 4 years, well, they did it what's called the Malted Milk Ball Imperial Porter, and they did it back. Well, I'll let you try it. It is an Imperial Porter with malted milk ball flavoring, aged in bourbon barrels, and they changed what they did is they did it for a fundraiser, and it was supposed to be a one-off.
I think I found what I'm drinking this weekend.
Well, good luck finding it.
Yeah.
I'll get to that too. So they did it as a one-off, as a fundraiser. I had it in their tap room. Mm. And they said they were never going to do it again. And then they waited about 3 years. And they did it when I was living in Detroit a few years ago. Okay. And I missed it, and I didn't know. Well, we were talking about it, and I have a friend who is in the brewing industry, and he's like, hey, I heard they're bringing it back. You should check. And I looked, and sure enough, the release date was the following weekend. Nice. So I went to the brewery, and I stood in line, and I bought a case because, well, it's limited run, and when it's gone for 3 years. So I bought a case. I bought 12 22s of it because it ages really well, and it actually I bought it back would have been start of September, right about the time you were going to All In, and it was still really harsh. It had that very desperate, like, the bourbon was there. This is already, after a month of aging, is already started to mix, and you're getting more of the malted milk ball. You still get the bourbon notes, but it is much more drinkable. The thing about beer up here, guys, this 12% ABV. Yeah. This will get you drunk. You have to be careful. But that I wanted to bring one of those because that's one of my go-tos in terms of having a cigar with. I like that. I like New Holland's Dragon's Milk. That's available a lot of places. A lot of you guys have heard of that. Things that you can get nationally pretty much now. I think you can get Not Your Father's anywhere, right?
I believe so, and I'm pretty sure Dragon's Milk is available just about anywhere. I know it's
New Holland Brewing.
Every Chicago location I've been to has had it. Julasco to liquor stores to their binnies and whatnot. They all have it, and that's out of Michigan. So with their distribution that heavy in Chicago, I'm assuming it's probably pretty close to nationwide at this point.
So the big thing is find your good beers. The darker the cigar, typically the darker the beer, the drink.
Yeah.
You don't want to overpower your drink with your drink with your cigar or your cigar with your drink.
Absolutely.
It is a trial and error type of thing. I like Not Your Father's hard root beer. Not Your Father's root beer. For a lot of cigars because it's light drinking. It's really good in the summer. It's got a little bit of alcohol in it. It's got a lot of flavor. If you're looking for a non-alcoholic beverage, just straight root beer is great.
Yep.
Ginger beer or ginger ale can be really good with lighter cigars.
Absolutely.
You'll lose if you like ginger ale though. You start to lose some of the flavor, like with some of the dark, like the double and triple Maduros that I smoke. Like I can't get anything out of it. So really play around. That's part of the fun. You can also pair with chocolate and things like that. A lot of fun.
There's a lot of like chocolate stouts out there that work well with the cigars.
Coffee and chocolate stouts are real. That's why I got the Neapolitan milk stout. It's got some notes of the it's the strawberry vanilla chocolate mix, and it's a milk stout. It's still a very it's not overly heavy, but it is good for, I feel like, the medium heavies. So I'm gonna try this cakewalk though.
Now, I am enjoying myself some bourbon because unlike Travis, I really enjoy a good bourbon, and it's in a Maker's glass, but it's not Maker's. I'm actually drinking Buffalo Chase, so it's one of my favorites. Woodford is my all-time favorite bourbon. Woodford Reserve. I like to pair that with my cigars. I also like to pair that with my Not Your Father's. If you get the Not Your Father's root beer and some bourbon, that's good.
Bob apparently needs to have a chaser with his bourbon.
Yes. No, a quality bourbon like the Buffalo Trace and the Woodford. It's great on its own. If I end up getting a Maker's or something,
if you're drinking Tin Cup.
Well, the big thing a few years ago, a lot of people were doing bourbon root beer floats, and I was like, well, if we're gonna do a bourbon root beer float, why don't I use alcoholic root beer? So that works okay, with the Makers. But your higher end stuff, I like to drink straight, and I like to pair it with my cigars.
Yeah, this is a really nice even burn. It's actually mellowed out. I'm not getting any pepper at all anymore. It was probably I kind of hotboxed it because I really wanted a nice first pull on it, and it got a little too hot. But now I'm pulling like once every minute, like you're supposed to, thereabouts. Everybody's a little different, but man, this is I have to say, Aaron he kind of joked with you. He's like, go easy on us. I don't like. It's hard to go hard on something you're enjoying. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to I don't think I have a complex enough palate to break down like an actual reviewer. I just don't that's not. But I can tell you that I'm enjoying the flavors. I'm enjoying the texture of the cigar, the wrap of the cigar. The burn of the cigar, because it's an entire experience. Yeah, exactly. I don't smoke just for the flavor. The flavor has to be there. It has to be good. Because some of that's my problem. And that's what I was worried about more than anything. I was worried about this being a kind of a really light cigar and smoking air. Yeah. And I was going to be like, have to be like, man.
I've had both that issue and with some of the heavier ones, they're tire rolled, like you mentioned, just burning hotter. Yeah. And that taking away a lot from the enjoyment. But I like what it does with the flavor profile of the bourbon. The bourbon has a much smoother taste with this cigar than it has with some of the other ones I smoke.
And I knew this was a chance. I didn't know what we were talking about cigar wise. So the vanilla cream ale, the Cakewalk by Right Brain, this does not pair well. I took this is actually really. You can try it, Bob. It's really light, man. Yeah. It's almost nothing. It's almost like a weak vanilla pilsner. It's super weak.
Okay, you gotta give me a second here. I just took a sip. Oh,
you're fine.
Okay, yeah.
So.
I'll give you my thoughts.
I know this is going to pair. I've had the Neapolitan milk stout before. Mm-hmm. I know this is going to go really well.
Yeah.
So
Snap your fingers and make Roman look strong.
I'm not snapping my finger. If I'm snapping my fingers and making anybody look strong,
Every time with that Infinity Gauntlet, you knock that flag down.
so Thanos doesn't like the elite.
When bad things happen when you use the Infinity Gauntlet, apparently.
Oh, that's good. So
Yeah.
it's weak. It's there's nothing there. There's almost nothing there because of the cigar.
Yep.
So you're going to need a stronger pairing. You're going to need something with some flavor to pair it with.
Yep.
Don't go too light with your flavor pairing. That's a good note.
Now, how do you think this would pair with an IPA? Because I know we both.
I
don't
can't.
like
I
IPAs.
hate it. I can't even speak to that because I hate IPAs. I am not. IPAs are the basic white boy to pumpkin spice's basic white girl. I don't know. I know a lot of people that love IPAs, and I am not one of them. I am a dark beer guy.
Maybe Aaron needs to ship some of these to Stone Cold, and he can pair it with his IPA, and he can tell everybody what it tastes like together.
Yeah, no, I've never had Stone Cold. I wish Stone Cold's an IPA guy. Good for him. I just my issue with the IPA is being up here in West Michigan. It became such a thing to make the IPAs so over the top, so hoppy. So it was just like, how much hops can we cram in here for the sake of calling it hoppy? And it really ruined
the oversaturation. Like when you go to a bar and your options are one of 5 IPAs or they have one stout, and I'm like, well, yeah, I guess if I'm drinking anything other than this one stout, it's going to be an IPA. And as we've seen with wrestling, when something's forced down your throat, you tend to lose.
I'm not an IPA guy. I can't speak to that. But I think cigars, again, you need to pair them with a little darker beer, except maybe those light ones. But I mean, IPA is kind of a summer beer anyway, so you're smoking lighter cigars. I wouldn't, even the Neapolitan. As we get into this, even the Neapolitan might be on the lighter end of what I would like to pair with this. The Imperial Porter is going to be amazing, but this is still good. So it's a lot of just trial and error and finding things you like and pairing them and seeing how it. I almost think. No, it's good. Yeah. It almost brings out the strawberry flavor in this more than it does normally, which is weird. Normally my experience with the Neapolitan milk stout is it's really chocolate heavy, and I would expect it to pull the chocolate out, but for whatever reason on my palate, I'm getting a lot of that. I still get the chocolate, but I'm getting a lot of strawberry as well. Yeah. So it's really good. It actually is really good. I'm enjoying it a lot. So I'm really I dig. So one of the things I do like, obviously long ashes. I'm not letting my ash get too terribly long because I don't want to have it ash on me basically, because I'm notorious for doing that, having it land on me because but a lot, we're going to see. Let's see how long.
I've been in a few things with you where you were wearing all black, and by the time you were done smoking your cigar, it was a very gray tone.
Yeah, a little bit gray, a little ashy. We're going to see how long our ash gets though.
You went from Undertaker at WrestleMania to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I will say, this is smoking at a pretty good pace. I'm not a fast smoker. My cigars tend to take me a while to smoke. I do it. Most of my cigars I smoke socially and in a conversational environment. I'll have to relight a lot, and I'm talking a lot now, but I haven't had to try and relight yet, which is good. It's continuing to burn without being too hot. It's great. We're gonna see how the ash holds up.
That has to go a lot with that tight roll too. Because, I've had a few cigars where I've been talking,
and to be fair, Bob, I don't think you were very judicious in storing these. It was in your herf.
Yeah,
But do you have any humidification
I
in
do.
your herf? Okay.
I do.
All right, I was just worried, but I was worried. I was like, oh boy, I do have a little bit of flaking here, and I don't know. That may be, you may need to check your. I don't want to say that's a cigar construction issue. I want to say that's maybe a storage issue. You might want to check your Humipack because it just seems a touch dry. But I don't want to blame that on the cigar. Like I genuinely I don't want to just put it over. If there's a problem, I wouldn't be talking about that. I don't want to just put it over for the sake of putting it over and be like a fanboy. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this smoke. It is something I would buy again.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't. We purchased it on we got it on Sunday, and then didn't get back in Michigan until Monday. So we did have some time outside of the humidor, just in a bag. So it could have lost some of the moisture at that point. But as soon as I got home, I put it in the humidor.
I'm really interested to see. Hear more of the story about how this. I know the big Cody's a cigar guy. He likes cigars. I know Kazarian's a cigar guy and likes cigars.
Yep.
Okay, but that's pretty much all I know about the story. And I did look at the website, and there wasn't a ton of info up yet. I know it's still in the upsell stage. They're trying to get it all together, but I would like some more story about, and hopefully we'll get that. I guess we've mentioned it, but we did talk to Aaron.
Yes.
And he has agreed to come on the show and talk more about the brand.
Absolutely.
And about the partnership with Cody and Kazarian, which is very cool. So we wanted to do the review first before we tried to schedule that with him. So now we're doing the review. Hopefully we can get him on the show and he can talk us a little bit through the procedure and how this came to be. Because I think it's fascinating when you see guys... and this isn't just gimmicky. This isn't the gratuitous merch, DX merch. Gratuitous DX. This is a legit.
This isn't.
This is legit.
This isn't Lawn Gnome John Cena here.
No. This is a legit product.
The purpose and is a legitimate product.
This isn't This isn't WWE ice cream bars.
This isn't WWE. Those served a purpose. Those are fantastic. But,
they were tasty
but
as a kid.
But this isn't. This isn't the Christmas tree ornaments of Finn Balor as a gingerbread man.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm really curious, and I'm curious about how Aaron got hooked in with them and how they met. And
I'm curious how the decision making process behind what they went forward with as a cigar, and then the choice of and the flavor and
I will say this is me actively lobbying, since if this is a success, guys, I would like to see something like the world's heavyweight Maduro.
Yeah.
That would be I think would be a very good tie-in and a potentially really good option. I mean, I don't know if they have a plan if this is successful, if they're going to expand or if they're just going to continue to do this. I don't know about how I'm really curious.
I know they have a bourbon cigars and things out there. Do they have a brandy cigar? Because that sells itself.
Yes. I would imagine.
A taste of brandy.
Careful.
Hey, that's their Twitter channel, yo.
I understand that. I'm just saying, there are different connotations there, and
it's her YouTube channel, her cooking show.
She's fantastic, man. Cody's a lucky dog, man. I'm just saying, he's world's heavyweight champion, got a slew of other belts, has an amazing, gorgeous wife,
and a gorgeous, amazing dog. You seen his dog?
Yes. I do love a good doggo. I have
my favorite video from their stuff they shot backstage at All In. My favorite part of all that was when they pan and you see Kota Ibushi kneel down hugging Pharaoh. That's so awesome. I love it.
I haven't seen that.
That's so good.
That's pretty hilarious. So, really, hold on. Oh, see now this, I don't know if this is a storage issue or a construction issue. And I'm thinking I'm gonna blame Bob. I tend to.
You tend to do with everything.
I do not, but you were the one holding on to it. I just
Bob, you moved the microphones. Bob, the audio's not working. Obviously, it's your computer, not
I did just have it. I did just have it split a little bit, and which I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's a little dry. You were probably a little dry. It was in your HERF. It's not climate controlled, and I don't have my humidor. I didn't set my humidor up after we moved. It was empty. I never recharged it and set it back up because I just haven't been buying. I've been buying as I smoked, so I didn't have anything to really store. But I did have I did just have a crack. It did just pop the wrap. Still completely smokable. My ash is getting nice and long though.
I haven't had such an issue as of yet, so we'll see how that goes moving forward.
Yeah,
this is the first run as well, so
yeah. Oh no, I'm not. Again, I'm not saying. I don't want to seem like I'm just putting it over to put it over.
Exactly.
But flavor, man. Flavor pairing it with the beers I brought. I bet you this would be really good with some like lighter chocolate. I wouldn't want anything like heavy taco, like high dark chocolate, but I bet you it'd be really good with some chocolate too. Yeah. I didn't grab any, so
yeah, that's something we should have thought of.
Well, there's always next time. That means we just need to
get more of these.
Yeah, like I might have to get in on the pre-order and actually recharge the humidor so I have a place to store it. Because I could definitely, this is the kind of thing I could smoke, I wouldn't want to smoke this in a super hot day, unless it was like the only cigar I had. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could enjoy it, but I would definitely want something lighter on like a really hot day. Yeah. I would definitely, this is like kind of a daily smoker. I could smoke this. Yeah. I could smoke this whenever, pretty much. Absolutely. Like, it's chilly out tonight. It's good. It's perfect. It's heavy and flavorful enough to not, be overpowered by what we're drinking, which is dark beers because of this time of the year. But I could definitely, it wouldn't kick my butt and make me like insanely tired on a hot day either.
The other nice thing is they didn't bring the price point out too high. I mean, there are too many cigars. There are way too many cigars out there. People recommend me, and I go price them, and they're $20 plus, and I'm like, man, $20. That's a special occasion cigar right there.
Yeah, there are too many good. So what was the price you picked?
They're in that $10 range.
This is in the $10 range. Okay, that seems very.
Yeah, I can't remember
fair.
If it was just a little bit over or a little bit under, but it's in that range.
Well, that's a problem. That's a problem. We're running out of time.
Oh man,
we're running out of battery, folks. That's what we're running out of because we're recording on my phone. You
didn't bring a charger with you.
No, I'm bad.
Unprepared.
You know what?
Hey, if you're gonna crack on me for my humidor, I can crack on you for your lack of charger.
Check out American Rebel. Check out what they're doing. We both got to read Aaron's book yet too. Yes. We've got his book, and we're going to take a look at that. But we're definitely going to try and schedule him to get on the show so he can tell us more about this. But I got a 3.5-inch ash going. It's still going to be going. We'll probably do a little bit of talking about this on the next episode, just as we finish up. But I have no complaints. Kudos to you guys. I am curious to see how much input Kazarian and Cody had on the blending and the flavor profiles and things like that, because that's what we're going to focus on when we're talking to those guys. Whoever comes on, would be Aaron or his blender, or whoever. Like we're gonna open invite to them. Really, kudos to you guys. You're doing a great job. I like practical tie-ins, things that we can do, and support you guys. Support the boys and still enjoy ourselves. It's not just, just random fan stuff. How many autographs can you hang on your wall? Bob, apparently a lot.
At least a dozen.
you have a lot. So
yes.
Anything else, Bob, before we actually just finish up smoking and drinking?
I think these are. I'm going to give this a 5-star Meltzer review, and
I'm going to double down. It's a 6-star cigar.
I'm going to say it's just.
Too sweet. All right, man. I'm about to shut this bad boy down. As always, Guys, check out American Rebel. Like I was worried that I was worried I was gonna not like it. Because he when it's prefaced with "Go easy on me," you're like, holy crap! No, Aaron, you guys knocked it out of the park. This is great stick, great flavor. Give it a close up. American Rebel logo. I'm gonna be picking up some more of these. So hopefully we'll have more to come on this and we'll be able to sit and talk with him and get some good stories behind it.
Absolutely.
So.
Looking forward to doing so.
All right, Bob. I'm too sweet in the button.
All right, too sweet it.
Oh, it worked. Look at that. Speaking of technical difficulties.
Told you pick up the Infinity Gauntlet bottle opener and all of a sudden shit happens.
Things worked. It's magically charged now, folks. I remembered I had a spare charger in the vehicle, so I ran and got it. So we're still smoking. Although, and now I can say without a doubt, my stick got a little dried out. I don't think it's a construction issue. It's just dry because I've had this happen before, and my outer wrapper's coming off. So
now mine doesn't seem to be having a problem as of yet. So
yeah, that's why I know mine got dried out. I'm just unlucky. I don't. Again, that could be storage, and not due to manufacturing storage at all. That could be, and I actually probably going to have to relay here because we had to run and get.
Mine's actually still burning all right, man.
Well, you took a couple puffs when I was running to the car, and then, so that's all right though. It was. I mean, it's still.
Yeah, I'm.
Now this does change things. And I'm gonna smoke. I'll smoke it. Yeah, I'm not gonna blame this on construction because yours is burning so well.
Yeah.
This looks like a storage issue. And my guess is, you shouldn't store in a hearth for that long anyway, and we had to put it off. So, and again, I
multiple times considered opening it and switching over to the other humidor, but the other humidor has had seal issues in the past, and I keep it humidified, but I didn't want to chance these ones drying out, and I also didn't want to chance being that they're unwrapped, messing with the flavor profile with the other darker cigars that are in there. And there's some flavored cigars in there, so I think keeping them separated is a better.
That's good. So, well, we've talked a ton of cigar. I guess we can talk a little bit more wrestling.
So one thing we didn't bring up on the podcast, we should talk about that triple threat, Cody. That
was good.
And Omega.
That was really good, man.
Did you see the spot the one that made me laugh out loud where Cody's like, all right, Kenny, we're gonna work together on Coda, and they go to do like a double suplex.
Yeah.
And then Cody drops down and rolls up.
Yeah,
Kenny, and that causes Coda to get suplex. Oh, it was so good.
Cody played the conniving guy to
and it was
a T.
so good.
It was good.
I enjoy that version of Cody. I like the Cody that people still like, but who can still be a rapscallion, if you will.
A little bit of a troublemaker.
Yes.
Yeah, but he ruins it all when he's like nice and PayPal's people so they can go to All In.
So everybody keeps like, oh, Becky Lynch is this new Stone Cold. I'm like, I don't know, maybe Cody's the new Stone Cold. He pretends to be a heel, then he's super nice, then he's a heel, then he's super nice.
Yeah,
Stone Cold did that.
I guess. I don't know, man. Cody's got a really good thing going. I'm really glad he left WWE and really tried to see where what was available for him and grows a wrestler.
Yep.
Because he was already really good, but they just you knew you weren't going to get any room to grow in that environment anymore because they just had other priorities, and he left the right way, and just everything, and then winning the title, and that legacy, and it's good to see. Man.
I was a little bit worried going into All In, having watched him drop the ROH title and then lose the IWGP title match. And I'm like, all right, Cody's being given these title matches and he's not winning them. That's concerning. I know a lot of people thought that he was going to win the ROH title back from Dalton Castle, and then instead Lethal got it. And I would like, man, he can't keep losing all the title matches. And
Well,
then
he did.
Immediately, he wins like 3 more.
Yeah. No, there was definitely. It sounds like there was some cooperation there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely some cooperation, but yeah, man, I think.
Did you see his recent tweet?
No,
He mentioned that he still hasn't got his singles match rematch for the ROH World Championship, and I'm like, oh man,
yeah.
Collect all that gold. Maybe he'll show up at the Royal Rumble and win to collect the Universal title from Roman. God,
not happening. We know it's not happening.
How amazing would it be if the NWA World Champion / IWGP United States Champion won the Royal Rumble?
I'm marking out.
Yeah,
I don't think it's ever happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, there's so much talent on WWE now that we just don't see, and it's like, wow. So we talk about it every week, man. It's just painful to talk about. So we should start recording a little bit when we're setting up though, because we got some good bloopers.
Yeah.
And that's another thing we're gonna have to start putting together as our blooper reels.
I should have had my my phone on me when I went into the store this morning. Our local grocery chain, Meijer.
Yeah.
They had in their action figure aisle their WWE
Think
section.
Walmart, folks.
Yeah, or Target.
Yeah, Walmart. More Walmart though.
But yeah, not quite a discount pricey, but yeah. But their WWE action figure section. Had I had my phone, I would have got some video footage because it looked a whole lot like that TNA Impact action figure section at Toys R Us about, I don't know, 10 years ago-ish. I mean, there was an Eric Young, there was a Bobby Roode, there were a couple AJ Styles. I'm like, there was Samoa Joe. I'm like, well, this I found the TNA toy section.
Yeah, it's interesting to see where we've come.
Mm-hmm.
So
they did have. I did tweet out a picture at the next store I went to, the photo of the really goofy looking alien version of Cody Rhodes, and then they had like some mutant figures as well. And I'm like, well, I'm not buying either one of these. I'm like, these are terrible.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know why WWE's went that route, but maybe that's something to ask ask Zack Ryder on his YouTube channel.
Woo woo woo.
You know it.
You know it. Reach out.
Yes.
I don't know.
So that's a question I really should pose: is what made WWE think these like monster mutant lines were going to be a good idea? Because if you watch the Pop and Tags video that's up on our channel, Five Below has the entire line of that first run of like monster mutant things, and while the Stone Cold's kind of cool because they replaced his head with an actual smoking skull.
That's kind
of cool. But they had the entire wave, and usually those stores get like 1 or 2 figures. Like if you look at like the Guardians of the Galaxy, they had a Star-Lord, and they had like some other random comic book character. Mm-hmm. They didn't have like the whole wave of figures. But here they had that entire wave of WWE characters, and that to me says they must not be selling well at the other retail chains.
Well, once it happens, hit or miss, you know. So
they also had a ton of those John Cena like legendary moments figures. And I was like, oh, well, looks like...
Was it John Cena or JBL?
It was John Cena. He still had the short hair.
Okay.
Yeah. And a
John Cena
sports jersey.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
He hasn't become Daddy John.
Can we talk about, like... Is this the run-up? Like, can we get the Doctor of Thugonomics back, please?
Oh, God. I've been wanting that forever.
The Cena heel turn? The other one. You want the other one? Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, this was a good way to end the night post-podcast. Nobody's going to be watching this part. Like, they're going to check out after 2 minutes and be like, all right. But use the other one. Apparently that one, I just refilled that. It must be the igniter. That might
have brought mine out. Like, that's what I should have done.
There you go.
Yeah, it ashed a bit crooked, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, yours is burning a little, but I don't know if that's because, like, you set it down and you weren't...
Yeah, and that may be the case.
You set it down, maybe the way... I don't know. So, yeah, I don't... Like, because mine was going... Mine, even like I have the wrapper issue, and again,
Yeah.
that I don't want to just bury the cigar, but mine's still burning evenly. So
So yeah,
it's two different issues on two cigars. So and
which
again,
is the nice thing about doing a review with two separate
yeah,
sticks.
it's two
and,
separate. You get to see, but I like what they're doing. They definitely nailed their flavor profile. If they keep this consistent, and this is the flavor profile they're going for, and I definitely think there's some marketing to be done there without being too gimmicky.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would love to see like the world's heavyweight Maduro, or I don't know, some sort of Kazarian branded like flavor, but still focus on the flavor.
Maybe a heavy metal Rebel Maduro.
That'd be cool. And then maybe something. I think
maybe a nice light cigar for the summer. You know, SCU. Yeah, SCU.
That could work. It's
Using tobacco sourced directly from Southern California. SCU.
I'm not smoking that. So no offense. No offense. Yeah, I think if this is successful and they can expand, I wouldn't grow. I wouldn't try and do too much, but like a light, and then have this be like kind of the meat, like your centerpiece cigar, and then do like a really dark, rich cigar. Like have the 3 sticks and just kind of and then maybe like if you wanted to do like a brandy stick or something like that as an offshoot. Or
because I mean it'd be cool. I know they're doing like a 5-pack and then a box is up for sale. It'd be nice to do like if there was a 5-pack out there. That maybe came in like a tin or something that had
the mixed,
and then with a mix of like 5 flavors.
A lot of brands do that. That'd
and then
be really
you get a American Rebel like tin with it that they're coming.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go look at the pre-order. I'm gonna probably pre-order the 5-pack and restart the humidor, because I mean, like I smoke through these pretty regularly. This is the kind of thing. One of the good parts about my day job is as a truck driver is I can just smoke a cigar while I'm working. I'm just working, and I can just I'm on a cigar today, and I can enjoy one at work, and it's really nice. So but I've been just buying as I smoked. Like I said, we moved. When did we move back? April. Moved back from Detroit in April or May.
Yeah.
So like spring, late spring. We moved May, I think. We moved in May, back to Grand Rapids from the Detroit area, and we downsized quite a bit, and it was a short-term downsize coming back over here because of where we needed to be located, and I was like, I don't need the humidor. It was low on sticks anyway, whatever. And it's just something I've never really. I know where it's at. It's just sitting there. It's all broke down and it's ready to. I just need to recharge it and get it back up and running. And if I'm going to order some sticks, I probably will.
If you need help recharging it, Buffalo on Alpine.
One of our local tobacconists.
They were awesome when my humidor just wasn't holding any humidity, and they actually brought it in, set it in their giant size humidor, and put it up on top shelf and left it there. They're like, leave it 2 weeks, come back and grab it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, thanks guys. Like, I appreciate that. It got the humidity back into the wood.
Yeah.
And fixed that problem. So,
cool.
Yeah, I mean that might be a place to look.
I almost did when we were, and I'm glad it's one of those in hindsight. When I was living in Detroit, I was smoking a lot more than I do. Because I had a lot more people that I enjoyed cigars with.
You're going to build a closet humidor. Is that where you're going with this?
I wasn't going to build a closet humidor, but I
we have a friend who did that.
I was looking at a rather large 2,000 stick humidor, like a cabinet. And I almost pulled the trigger on it, but I decided to get a new dining room table instead. So priorities.
Yes.
The table. We needed a new dining room table.
Yeah.
So I don't know, whatever. So
I was looking at a new humidor, and I was also looking at ordering an entire box of sticks, and then I decided to buy the table, which we do Smarkdown radio on. So that was a good investment.
Priorities.
Yep.
So my humidor will hold the box because it's empty. It'll definitely hold the box. But I don't think I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at the pre-order prices. If you said about 10 a stick,
Yeah, I think it's in that range. I mean,
yeah. Well, you got your phone. We're recording on my phone. There was no way we were pulling the computer and the camera and all that up here. That's for sure. So sorry for the audio quality. I'm an audio snob. If you haven't noticed, like the first couple episodes when we were having technical issues, drove me insane. Absolutely crazy. I'm glad we got our audio issues. We're mostly figured out. I think that's one of the there's a lot of really good wrestling content out there, but unfortunately a lot of the people don't take the time to really work on their audio quality. It's hard to listen to. Like, I use the example Wade Keller until like, a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Great content. Man, his audio quality was really low. Like, it was tough to listen to on Blog Talk Radio, but the content was so good, I used to listen all the time. Thankfully, he's really upped his game.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. So, did you find anything? We're just killing time, baby.
I'm being directed over to Pro Wrestling Tees store. And I'm like, God.
Pro Wrestling Tees? Why are they selling cigars?
Yeah, I believe they're just their regular merchandise. Well,
what do we got?
Not nearly enough.
This was my problem. Like, even the American Rebel website, that is one criticism I will say. I would like more info on the cigar and on the collab project and things. You know, obviously...
They do have some profile information now out for each
individual person.
So that's cool. It's worth checking out in their About Us section. But they don't have any pricing for cigars or anything listed yet. But yeah, they have...
Oh, Cody and Aaron and... they've got the R Cigar. This wasn't up the last time I looked at the R Cigar story. All right. Yep. Go read that. That's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. I'm not going to try and read it to you. But it does have now, because the last time I checked the website, it didn't have that stuff up. And it does talk about Aaron's story and Cody's story. So does it have anything about Kazarian on there? Or they just...
It's got his story.
I was going to be like, are they just going to try and like shove him out?
No, he's been...
Heel move.
Tweeting like crazy
heel
for the company.
Heel move. Cody, underhanded heel move. Force him out.
Yeah, then it'd just be American Cigar, and then, they'd have to drop the Rebel.
No, that's the whole point. It's hostile takeover. Straight heel.
Let's see. I will, let me look into their Twitter, because, I follow that as well. So
right.
We'll look into that and see if we have anything listed as far as pricing goes.
I'm going to have to relight here, apparently. I burnt down a little bit. But again, I'm still flavors. I'm getting down into the last quarter of my cigar.
There's an American Rebel Brewing.
There's an American Rebel Brewing?
Yeah. I wonder how that pairs with the cigars.
We might have to look into that. So, yeah, I thoroughly would smoke this again. Gonna order it. Really enjoyed it. It's hard though. Like, if somebody takes the time to blend a cigar properly, really, it's and they get people who are qualified to roll it.
All right, so
it's hard to get a bad cigar, really.
Yesterday, Frankie Kazarian tweeted out, "We are a little over 2 weeks away from the American Rebel Cigar pre-sale date.
Okay.
More news coming, and big announcement about an event in December that you're not going to want to miss. So apparently there's going to be some information in December."
Okay. We're going to be looking forward to that. I suppose we should kind of wrap it up, Bob. All we're going to do is I'm going to sit here and put the cigar over and sound like a mark. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to sound like a stupid mark. So nobody's going to like...
usual.
Listen. I'm not the one. No, I'm not even going to. I'm not going to let you get on my nerves today, Bob. I'm not even going to let you ruin my day. The cigar is too good. The beverages are too good. It's not going to happen. You could bring up David Arquette. You can bring up New Jack. It don't matter. It don't matter.
No?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Even if we had David Arquette wrestling New Jack?
As long, can we do David Arquette wrestling New Jack and give New Jack some sort of cutting weapon?
Only
That, I'd pay money for that.
Only if David Arquette gets assisted by penis druids.
You know what? I'm not even going to let penis druids ruin my mood, man. The cigar is too good. The cigar is too good. Even the reference of penis druids is not going to ruin my mood tonight.
All right, so there are going to be 5,000 total cigars. There'll be 100 boxes of 25 and 500 5-packs available.
Okay?
Yep. It's a medium body.
Yep.
With a Nika, an ICA filter.
Okay.
And Rosado wrap.
Okay.
Yep.
The filler and the wrap, and
so there's some more information.
That's some more info. Yeah, it definitely.
Yeah, their Facebook's got a ton of info.
Yep, I definitely. Again, I thought it was going to be a really light body cigar. It's medium.
I would tweet out to everybody right now.
I would almost call it. It's borderline medium to full in my opinion. It's for a medium. It's not overpowering, but it is very flavorful. And now I'm getting down towards the end, so it's getting stronger. And this is the reason I gave it a straight cut as opposed to a punch. I wanted to get the true flavor of it. With that punch cut, that tobacco and all that smoke would build up on that smaller opening and make it more pungent, make it a fuller flavor, and change the profile on it. But even, like I said, even with the little issues that I've had with the cigar, the flavor is still there. Man, yeah, no, not even penis druids are going to ruin tonight. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
I'm going to try to get all three of those guys on the show at the same time. Preferably in person.
No, you can go do that. You can record a live stream off your phone. We're not having them on the show. That's not happening.
Oh, come on.
Now
that'll draw the views, man.
People that will never be on the show. The penis druids.
This man.
Well, I mean, real. That's not happening. He's not coming on the show. But I mean, the penis druids never coming on the show. Sorry, not happening. I'm sure they're perfectly lovely people.
Yes, I'm sure. I think. I don't think there's a chance in hell that the penis druids are a bunch of dicks.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Ah! Here we are. This is what I have to work with, folks. This right here.
I'm glad you like your cigar that I brought you back from Chicago.
Yeah, I am grateful that you did. You were kind enough, oh great and wonderful Bob, to bring me a cigar.
Next time we will do a review, I'll bring back one for me, and you can just sit next to me and breathe in the secondhand smoke and let them know how that is.
No,
that'd be a great review. You'd have
that'd
one
be
from the person
terrible
smoking it and somebody else who's
That would be a terrible review. That seems like a terrible idea. So.
It does.
All right, so check out American Rebel. They're updating all their information. So you can't even get these anywhere until the pre-sale goes through, right?
I do believe so. I mean, unless there's a
ha, viewer, we got one. You know, ha. I'm just kidding.
They could be surprising people. So if Cody or Kaz happen to be wrestling in your area and you want to try one of these,
option?
Maybe just go see them. And if you can't get a cigar, you get to watch really good wrestling.
Or maybe both.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. That would be, that'd be a nice promo vehicle.
That's how I got mine. I went to watch some really good wrestling.
You went to watch some really good wrestling. It happened, and you met Aaron, and you got cigars.
They were so low. They were doing blind box deals the first day, and I'm like, I'm not lucky enough to drop $20 in a box and then not get any and chance having a cigar in it. I mean, you could have one cigar, you could have a bunch of cigars, you could have nothing. And that's kind of how they were doing the first day. And it wasn't until day 3 that I walked back to their table and they had another humidor full, and I'm like, I need 2 of those sticks, man.
If it was a blind box in terms of like you're guaranteed one cigar, like I'd probably take it. I'd probably do that.
I mean, the caveat was Cody's like, if you buy a box, if you see me anytime during the weekend, I'll autograph it. Which that's cool because that's less than the going price for the autograph. But like that dude was so busy, unless you had backstage passes, you might not have seen him.
Yeah, that's what happens when you run a show and have 30. Well, you know what? It would have been cool if you already had your autograph, get the box, and then have him. You pay for your actual autograph, and then you're like, oh, by the way, here's the box.
But his autograph session, the one we had anyway, was for Jordan's autograph.
Yeah.
Was on Friday night at the start of the Starcast.
Right.
So, yep, it would have been a whole other thing, and.
So, is All In 2 confirmed? I believe is Conrad and Starcast is Starcast happening again, and is Conrad recovered enough to do Starcast again? And has
them and be like, hey, Conrad,
has Cody and the Bucks? I've been seeing rumors that both of those are go for another year.
I don't know.
I don't know where or anything. It's all
rumors. It's all rumors. They don't even know if
we should see if we get Conrad on that. I feel like we need to we're small, we're very new, but I feel like we should be reaching out and trying to do some interviews. Because most of these guys, especially not WWE guys, look, that's a corporate machine, but especially the Ring of Honor guys and the guys that are doing independent stuff and stuff like that, and the legends, and they're super accessible and really nice guys for the most part. That's our experience so far.
Yeah, and I mean. It's all a lot of it's about trying to we gotta build our base audience, and on top of that we need to find people who have time, and there's just so many podcasts out there right now.
There are
everybody.
A lot of good podcasts too.
Yeah.
I feel like. Some people won't mention I won't mention the man, there's a lot of good content out there. There just is, and that's because we're passionate about wrestling.
Yeah, and be it from the boys Cole Cabana or Stone Cold,
or just fanboys like us. I'm not saying that I know everything about wrestling. I'm just a fan who knows what I like.
Yep.
So and that's why it's it's just my perspective and Bob's perspective, and I have talked to a couple other guys. We are going to have some guest shots coming up to some more fans here locally and friends that are fans. They want to come in and do one shots and stuff. So cool. You're going to be seeing Third Mic. We do have a Third Mic and a mic flag, and we're all ready for it. If you want to come join us and you're a viewer and you're local, hit us up. We can make that happen.
Absolutely.
Just don't be a train wreck. Just don't be worse than Bob or me on a bad day, or Bob.
Or
I just bag on Bob. It's great. It's
you on a normal day.
Me on a normal day is fine, man.
I don't know. I talk to you almost daily at this point. It's man, today is a bad day.
That's work related.
6 out of the 7.
Yeah. Welcome to the wonderful and illustrious career of transportation. Oh,
driving in Chicago.
Driving in Chicago. That's what I do every day.
Pass.
Yeah. Try that, and then you wonder why I need a cigar occasionally.
The reason people in Chicago tend not to own cars.
True story. You don't.
The reason there's public transit.
All right, Bob. We're gonna wrap it up now. I feel like we're. Good Lord, this recording's way in. Yeah, we're done. The people have punched out 20 minutes ago. Yep. Got nothing. Bob's gonna edit this all together.
I don't know.
The 2 recordings.
I might just put them up as 2 separate recordings, part 1 and then part 2.
Part garbage and part trash. Review. All right. So the final. Let's close out the review. Let's actually close out the review. That way you can cut all the bullshit you can edit all the bullshit out, and we can get to the review. I did have, again, I had a couple of issues. I don't know if they were storage related or construction related. I tend to believe they're storage related. The flavor of the cigar is absolutely, for a medium body cigar, is spot on. It's fantastic. Oh, he's got a little bit of appeal. It happens. The flavor is really good, front to back. If you get it a little too hot, If you're puffing it a little too much, taking really big, deep draws, too much and get too hot, it will get peppery on you. Be aware of that. It's not a bad thing, but just be aware of it. Especially if you don't like pepper like me. Keep your draws nice and consistent. It'll stay really good. It's really consistent all the way through. I found it very consistent all the way through. It didn't really have any like high spots or hot spots. I've smoked it all the way down. I could probably nub this. I don't have a nub holder or anything with me. But if I really wanted to smoke it all the way down, I could. I'm getting no harshness. I'm down into the last maybe inch and a half, and I got about that much
you
left.
Could just hold it up to the.
I got about that much left. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't want to bag on it either because of the so mine's a little ruffled, but I've got about that much left, and there's no bitterness or harshness yet. I know some $20 cigars that I really enjoy, and they get down to this point here, and that's when I got to put them out.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy the rest of the smoke, and that's why I'll buy them once in a while. But I get down to here, and they're just so harsh. This is still, it's holding its flavor.
Yeah.
It is holding its flavor profile. There's no harshness at all yet.
I've only ashed once thus far. I ashed earlier and then
Twice.
Yes. So I mean that's pretty solid.
Yeah, we were getting and again I didn't go super hard. I had at one point I had about a 2.5 inch ash, and that kind of gave way when it popped a little bit. And I'm not going to be able to hold as big of an ash, obviously, with the issues that I was having. But God, man, like I'm curious the blend and the choice of blend and their tastings leading up to it. That's what I'm going to be curious about because this thing tastes damn good.
Yep.
Like, period. It is a very enjoyable medium body, front to back, all the way through.
It sure is, and I mean it paired well with the stout that you have and with the bourbon.
You're going to want something with some really prominent flavors to pair it with. Yes. Don't go too light. You don't really have to worry about. I mean, obviously, if you drink something crazy over the top, it's probably going to overpower the cigar. Yeah. But again, I'm drinking I kind of switched back to the Imperial Porter as my primary sipper. And it's not overpowering the cigar, and that's what I was worried about. That's why I picked up the other two beers. I think this would be great with a Not Your Father's, or if I was working, an A&W.
Yep.
Or because you can just, if I had a cigar, took it to work, and I was like, man, I want to smoke. I need something to drink. You can walk into any store pretty much in the country and get an A&W. Your better root beers, obviously, there are better root beers out there, but. Yeah. If you were pairing it, maybe find your local craft root beer. There are smaller chain root beers and stuff. It'd probably be really good with a root beer. I would really, if you're looking for a non-alcoholic, or coffee. There's a couple of coffees. I would go something. Not too heavy in the coffee. I wouldn't go like hard espresso or something, but more of a blended drink, a mocha or something like that. I bet you this would be really good with it.
Like a mocha latte of some kind,
something like that.
Too heavy.
It's got a little bit of chocolate in it, a little bit of note. Nothing crazy over the top, like that's just heavy coffee, but some sort of blended milk coffee, but something with some oomph. You wouldn't want to just drink it with something really light because it is a medium. It is well within the medium. Yes. It absolutely is. I hats off. Yes. They did a good job. Sure right. Did. Like I said, this is not the kind of thing like I would not be talking about going to do the pre-order. If I didn't genuinely like it, I'd be like, okay, it's a unique novelty you can have. No, there's plenty of other things in terms of memorabilia you could go spend your money on.
Absolutely.
This is something you can actually enjoy. This might be one issue, and this might be one issue. If you haven't smoked cigars before, this may be a little bit hard for a brand new cigar smoker.
Mhm.
It may be a little on the heavy side for a new, like if you're a fan, if you're a wrestling fan and you've never had a cigar before, this is going to be really full for you. That might be an issue, which is why, again, we talked about the, like, maybe if this goes well and then they kind of want to expand it, it would probably be more logical to expand to a lighter flavor profile than a heavier one, so that they can make it more accessible to the fans.
Yeah.
But it's not going to kill you.
No.
It's not gonna blow you away like a Maduro or something would as a brand new smoker. So that might be my only hard critic. Be like, man, it's one of those. How many cigar smokers out there are wrestling fans? It's a very, I would imagine, wrestling fans it's not a niche market, but it's a smaller market. And then how many cigar smokers are within that market?
Yeah.
I imagine there's several, but I just don't know how big of a market there is.
Yeah.
So this may be a little unapproachable for somebody that is a fan and wants to support Cody and wants to try a cigar, or support Xarian and try a cigar and be like, whoa, I didn't like that.
Well, I can tell you that after trying this, I will let our local shops and also the shops in Chicago that I regularly visit know that they need to look into stocking these when they come available to stock in store, because I'd like to be able to.
I really hope this turns successful. Yeah. I hope this turns into a long-term project for these guys,
and I think
it becomes available.
Yeah,
regularly.
I think the name and the logos for the cigars is something that just a general cigar aficionado would be interested in. Yeah. And I think that, like you said, this being a good everyday stick. Yeah, I mean,
reasonably priced, a good price point. There are some guys, it's probably at the high end of a daily smoker price point. Mm-hmm. And again, that may change if they're running more. The price point may come down a little. It's probably at the high end of a daily smoker price, and by daily I mean you're probably smoking 1 or 2 a week. If you're buying a box, it's affordable to smoke 1 or 2 a week. Again, cigars are a luxury item anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's a treat. Like it's not a necessity.
Yep.
But it is not overpriced for what you're getting at all.
No.
I know plenty of sticks out there that charge, several to 10 more, plus more dollars per stick than this. There are some Rocky Patels out there that are double this, and depending on where you're at, 1.5 to 2 times what this costs, and aren't as good as this.
Hey, look, I pulled a Travis.
You did. Look at that. Well, now you're initiated. You're right in there. I definitely, again, is it like kind of one of my daily sticks that like a go-to if I've got a little bit of cash in my pocket and I want to smoke and there's a tobacconist near where I'm at, I might do a brick house or something. Some of the brick houses $5 to $7. I would forego that and pay a couple extra dollars for this cigar.
Yeah.
So because I really I think it's and Brickhouse, it's a budget line, but very, very well, very highly reviewed by the professionals. It's how I kind of got into it because it is an economical cigar, really, in the price department, and it is very good. But I'm willing to pay a couple extra dollars again for a cigar that I truly enjoy, and I'm glad. It's one of those. It's part of me is like, I'm glad it was a good cigar. I'm glad we can review it and be like, man, we're enjoying the hell out of it. We're gonna buy it. We can support these guys. That's great. The flip side is like, man, like it would have been a better story to come on here and shit on it because it doesn't make us look like a couple of fanboys. Yeah, it probably would have, but I can't. I just can't. Like it would be way easier to be dishonest, be like, oh, they did a terrible job. Like, we're not going to have him on the show, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're not fanboy. I don't know. This may be a no-win situation. You know, do we sound like a couple of stupid marks who are just putting over a product? No. Like, if I didn't like it, I'd be like, I'm never smoking it again. I don't need to. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna order some.
Yeah, I mean it's something that when it becomes readily available, I would be interested in picking up on a fairly regular basis. So.
All right, Bob. I'll let you edit all this shit out. Figure out what parts of it you want to use.
I'm leaving it all in.
No.
Hashtag all in.
You can't steal the hashtag. All right, guys. So with that, we're actually going to sign off. We're wrapping it up. Bob's going to finish his. Mine's all the way down. Like, I mean, I'm still not harshed out. Like, I could keep going, but it's just getting hard to hold. And I didn't. Again, I couldn't find my nubber. I have a little pair of nub clamps for when they get really low. Because I smoke. Some people don't smoke. Some people, they get down to about here, and that's kind of where they stop smoking because either it's too harsh or it's getting a little too hard to hold. I like smoking all the way down until like it's completely harshed out and it's too bitter for me, and I can't smoke it. Like I really enjoying the full cigar. And I had a little pair of tweezers, cigar tweezers, basically. I really want to get a poke stick nubber, like where you can stick it through and hold it. I haven't found a good one in a long time. I had a friend that had one. I really loved it. And he's like, I've had it for 15 years. I don't know where to tell you to get it. Yeah. But I do have a little pair of tweezers. I couldn't find them. Otherwise, I would have brought them.
Couldn't find your number?
No, I couldn't.
That's what she said.
That is not what she said. That is not what either one of them said. So that's a story for another time. So
that's a whole other podcast.
That's a whole nother podcast, folks.
Hashtag that's a whole other podcast.
That's gonna be like a thing, man.
It's going on a t-shirt.
Hashtag whole nother podcast. Yeah. Whole nother podcast. All right, guys.
Might start a whole nother podcast.
That's it.
Just for the hell of it.
I ain't got that kind of time on my hands. So with that, man, I'm done. Like I'm gonna cash out, and I think we're gonna call it good at like way too much time here. Wow. Yep.
I don't know how you expect me to cut it down, but I'll do my best.
Chop that shit up. You got editing software. You're the guru. So thanks again, everybody, for checking it out. I know you're gonna tweet this at Aaron. So specifically, chop this part down. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Zarian, for putting this together. Thoroughly enjoyable stick. We're definitely going to be ordering some more here. That way we can enjoy some when we're watching pay-per-views and things like that, for sure. Absolutely. I think it was a rousing success on our parts. We hope you guys are successful. We hope you sell out on these, not before we get our order in, though, please. I really want to get my order in before you guys sell out. But kudos to you, hats off, and we appreciate you. I appreciate you being so nice to Bob. And hopefully we can get you on the show and talk to you really soon because I'm really excited about it. You did a great job here.
Absolutely.
All right. With that, I'm going to V-trigger the button.
I want to see you V-trigger the button.
You want to?
That's a
I don't want to break my phone. I thought about it. I don't want to break my phone. All right, I'm going to too sweet the button.